Good morning. This week I'm over at the North Pennines to do the High Cup Nick Peeping Hill Circular. It's a 9-mile route that's not recommended for beginners. The crack is, last year I came over to do a High Cup Nick video via Merton Pike, which was a fantastic walk, but unfortunately due to bad visibility I couldn't get any views of the Nick itself. So at the end of that video I said as soon as I get a chance this year I'll come over and I'll do it a more difficult way. My start point was Dufton Village, which is back there. We've come out the village and got onto this path here, and we'll follow this for a bit of a stretch until we hang a left. And we've picked an absolutely cracking day for it. You can just see the radar station, Great Dun Fell, peeping through there. Looking nice, man. So we're doing this route anti-clockwise. The reason we do it that way is because at about 4 mile in we'll come to like a boulder field, and once we navigate that it'll bring us to the base of High Cup Nick, where we'll find a pretty steep hands-on climb to the top. If you were doing it clockwise, the route would have you coming down that, and I'm probably the same as anyone else who does this type of walking. I'd much rather climb up something than come down it. The majority of injuries and stuff happen as people are descending, so whenever I can I'll climb up something instead. To be honest, the very first time I came over to High Cup Nick I did it from Cow Green Reservoir, and when I came to the top of it I couldn't see how somebody could climb down or up it. It looked impossible to get down into the valley. This Pennine cycleway goes on for quite a stretch. Looking lovely, but I hope this low cloud lifts. Once you cross the small bridge down there, you'll come to this bit here, hang a left here, which is dead easy to miss because the first time I did this I continued up there for a canny stretch, and I tell you what, there's a load of cars coming on this road as well, so watch yourself. That's better, isn't it? We're in the sticks now, that's what we like. So we've got Merton Pike, that's the route we took last time I did this, up there, and it took us round the back. Canny big that, looks a lot bigger than I remembered. Our route, we're just heading straight towards High Cup Nick there, that's High Cup Gill, that's where we're heading. And it's canny clagged in. Oh, never. I've come off course a little bit here, through this woeful swampy woodland. I need to get over here. We'll meet up with the path. I've just seen a deer run over there and all. Mint. This is lovely. So we'll come back this way. We'll come back down here. Nice. Before I hit the rougher sections and start blowing out my arse, I need to mention that a few days ago this channel hit 1,000 subscribers, which blows me away. The fact that 1,000 people have subscribed to watch me climb hills is unbelievable. So I started the channel last summer, and it was mainly just to record my own memories of the routes and stuff that I do, and maybe show my family and friends. But pretty much straight away I started getting a bit of interest and people watching and enjoying it. Probably the most positive thing that's come of it is the comments I get from some of the older generation who can't necessarily get out and do these type of walks anymore, especially the North Pennines. I seem to get loads of feedback on these routes, and it's fantastic. The fact that people can watch and remember the routes that they used to do when they were a bit younger in the 70s and the 80s, I mean, that'll do for me. That'll do for me. How am I going to get out of this door? Stop this in my tracks. So I cheers to anyone who's subscribed, and I'll keep them coming. I'll just have to navigate this here. Right, I've just tried to walk through that and it's too deep. I mean, I'm going to end up getting soaked here. We'll jump this. We'll jump it. Can we? That'll do. Bastard thing. Once we cross that wretched stream, we'll get onto this path here and we'll start gaining elevation. Look at that. Beautiful. We're going to swing off here into this misty abyss. I hope that's clear up there. I hope it's clear. Once we get round this bend, look how low this cloud is. Once we get round this bend, we should get our first view of the Nick, or High Cup Gill as it's sometimes called. So we've got our first real views of High Cup Nick over there. That's what we're heading up. The cloud is very low. I'm hoping that potentially when we get to the top we might be sitting on top of it, or the sun coming up here might burn it off. We'll have to see what we get. Either way, I'm in high spirits. When I was driving over here this morning, it came on the radio that they turned Ian Huntley's life support off. So whatever happens today, I'm in a good mood. I haven't drank for 10 weeks and I might go home and I might have some cans just to celebrate him dying. Absolutely rotten bog. It's a little bit frozen. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but I haven't brought the scarpers today. I've got my gaiters in my bag, but I'm not gonna lie, I can't be bothered to get them out. This place is huge. Honestly, the camera just doesn't do it justice. You have to come here and see the size of this thing. You feel tiny when you're down in this valley. Unbelievable. My God, look at that waterfall from the top right down to the bottom. Absolutely spectacular, that. I'll not be seeing that when I climb up there and I've got to cross it. People sometimes ask us if I prefer the North Pennines to the lakes. Look at any hill walker will tell you the Lake District's the absolute holy grail. There's nothing in England that's going to come close to it. But I definitely feel more at home here. I don't know if it's because I started walking here, I'm not sure. Absolutely in bad conditions, I'm a lot more comfortable over in the Pennines. There's been a couple of occasions where I've nearly died in the lakes. So I don't know, I've got a lot of time for the North Pennines. It's up there, it's up there. Right, so we are approaching the boulder field that I tell you about. Hence, that's why this route's not recommended for beginners. You can see where we've got to go up. But the good news is, we're going to be above the clouds. So, yep, we are on for some views. Some views and a half. That's why you set your alarm at 4 o'clock in the morning. You get a place like this to yourself. It's unbelievable, that. Love it. Jesus Christ. You've come to the most difficult part of the walk. This boulder field is nasty. Ankle snappers. Then you've got that steep winding path there, which is hard graft before you hit the climb. And to be honest, from here it looks unclimbable. Look, I'm not recording a great deal of this section here because I need to be super duper switched on. I'm out by myself today, and if I fall and hurt myself, I'll lie here for ages before any help comes. So I'm not recording a great deal of this traverse here. That's the first tricky section done. Up next we've got an evil steep climb. This path is one steep bitch. Whew. I'll tell you what, do not underestimate this path. I climbed Great Gable last week. Whew. And this is just as tough. I can't remember it being this hard. we're not far off the scramble. You can see that's the rocky climb up to it, and that's what catches people out. Not the steep path, it's the actual climb when you get to the top. Starting to get a little bit scrambly now, but this is a lot easier than the path because you've got a lower centre of gravity, and it makes it easier to get up these type of things, because that path was friggin' horrendous. Where we're going? Over here. That's lying there. Up that. Freaking hard to climb with one hand. Pull me fat self up. Right, I'm up. Oh, I've got snow. We've got snow. I'm up. That's a bit of a kick in the teeth. From this area here, we've got zero views, so I'll have to head a bit further down this way, see what we can see. I have just went ankle deep in bog. See? Should have had the gaiters out. I don't believe it. It's not as bad as last time. We should get some views start to open up. It's just this section here. Looks alright from there. Friggin' better be. We've got a bit of clearance. I've just headed over this way. See what it's like from here. That's not too bad, man, that. That's opening up. That's nice. It's mad what a few hundred feet elevation can do. I mean, it was clear as day down the bottom. The sun's trying its best to burn it off. It probably will later in the day, but I'm not hanging around for that. You can see where we were, so we walked along this path here. Yes, we're coming out of it now. Once we get over this bit here, we'll drop down a little, and there's the views I was after. I can hear this waterfall and I can see it. This might be interesting. Let's see what we've got to tackle here. Alright, so here it is. It's not very big, but you do not want to be falling down there. I think I can probably just stomp straight through this. Decided to come a little bit further up. Should be able to just get over this. Bambi on ice. Ha! You thought I was going to fall, didn't you? And now we've got some views. Class. I'm happy with that. So we're basically just heading back the opposite way that we come, but higher up. I'm hoping when we drop down a little bit, we might get some half decent views of Dufton Pike and over to Cross Fell, potentially. Do you know what? Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I start these routes so early to try and avoid people, and sometimes the sun just hasn't had a chance to burn the cloud off. But that's the risk I take, and that's the way I do things. Looking over to Merton Pike there, and I think it's Meldon that's beyond that, and even the top of Merton Pike is sat in the cloud, and that's below 2,000 feet. So I think wherever we went this morning, we were going to have to contend with cloud. it's a bit disappointing sometimes when you get up at 4 AM, drive an hour and a half, come walk 9-10 mile, drive an hour and a half home, and you only get limited views. I suppose the views were better than last time I came over here. That's a little bit of redemption. I just had this vision of getting up the Nick and just having these vast views this morning. The weather forecast said it was near perfect visibility, and it looked it, but that's the game we play. Cool little section here, boulders all over. We're just following these Carnies now that lead us back down into Dufton. Here, these, the top of these, I didn't think I paid much attention last time I did this route. These are class. Dufton Pike, looking absolutely mint. I can just start to see some of the lakes, big tops over there in the clag. But aye, Dufton Pike looks nice. I'm going to come back and climb that. I'm going to come back this year and climb it. Some of the big fellas out of the lakes got quite a bit of snow on the top. Did I have that Helvellyn over there? That's nice, man. So I've dropped down behind everything now, and we're not going to get any views of Crossfell. So I might as well wrap the video up. Do you know when somebody lets you down? And you're not angry, but you're just disappointed? That's how I feel about the weather, man. I came this morning expecting near perfect visibility, and unfortunately that's not the way it works. We did get some views, bits of broken clag and that here and there, so I suppose that's a positive. And obviously we've got the lower down views, which have been fantastic, and the approach back into Dufton is looking lovely. Lakes are looking class there. But it's not the last time I'll be over here. I've got something planned for Crossfell. Even though I said I would never climb it again, I've got something lined up to go and do over there. Dufton Pike, I'll come and climb that, and I might have another go at the Nick from Cow Green or something. So aye, it's been a decent walk out, I suppose, but we could have had some better views. If you're new here and you like the video, you can watch another one of mine here, or you can subscribe here, and I'll catch you next time.